Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely paper rose. I've used like a copy paper, colour copy paper. You want it to be a solid colour, but it could be origami paper, you know, children's paper probably, that kind of thing. So really simple to do. I've used a die for mine, but you can hand cut paper by folding your paper and cutting it down. And you can use paper punches, anything that you've got really, like that. So what I did with mine is I made it into a frame. So I just popped 9 flowers into a shadow box frame and put some vinyl on the front. You could obviously use card if you wanted and just put that onto there. But yeah, it's a really nice little gift for Mother's Day there. But obviously it can be birthdays, weddings, babies, anything like that. But they're just beautiful roses to add to your projects. So we'll get started. And like I say, I've used a 6 petal die. And what you need are 8 of them. And I did cut all these in one go because it's paper. So it depends, you know, that makes it nice and easy to do. So I've got my 4 out here like this and my 4 up there. So what you're going to need to do is 2 of them are going to be the same. Then another 3 are going to be folded the same. The top one is different, and then these 2 are a little bit different, so I'll show you them separately. But the first one, what you need to do is just grab your flower and you're just going to fold in, like I use a pokey tool, okay? So what I do is I put the paper between the pokey tool and my thumb. So the paper's just going between the pokey tool and thumb, and you could use like a cocktail stick, bamboo stick, and I just roll it. So you can't really see what's happening because it's difficult to show, maybe from the back, but I literally just roll it. I don't do it more than twice, I'm just showing you. So you just roll it down with your thumb and it does stay there. And I find it easier to just go one way and do all the petals one way. But to be honest, the top one doesn't need much rolling, so just go once. It's just literally to get it started, because you're going to have to really form this. Then what I do is turn the paper right over and roll the other way, so you get the other side of the petals. I just find it easier to do it one way at a time like that. So then we get this kind of shape going on for the first one. Okay, now then you take your glue, and I'm using a needle nose glue with a pin in it, and make sure you use stainless steel pins, otherwise it goes rusty. And your aim here, normally I would like go left and right, but we're not going to bother about that, is to get these 2 petals close together. Now I have to, because this die doesn't go all the way down, I could cut it, but I just like to fold it over. So I'm only going to put glue on 2 sides of my petal like this, and then I'm just going to fold it up. See if I can get it to show you. Just going to pinch between fingers and thumbs and just wrap the one with the glue around the other one to form like this little cone in the middle. So you just got a cone shape, which I'll show you. Just need to leave that for a couple of seconds to dry like that. So it's not quite dry because it is wet. I did put rather a lot of wet glue on there. So you just hold it in place until it's dry. And then while it's doing that, actually, I'm going to just put some glue onto the other sides, because I might as well get them all going at the same time. So similar sort of thing. I tend to put glue both sides of all of these, because you never know where it's going to catch. So just get that one back where it was. The glue will be a little bit drier now. I need to get that to form up. What I do is I tend to dome the flower a little bit in the middle, dip it in the middle to make that cone shape, because as you can see, it wants to go flat and I want it to stand up. So I'm just going to make sure that I pull it back in and make it do what I want. Now I'm going to pour these in as well, and this one and this one. I'm going to hold them all together at the same time. So you can see you've got that centre of your rose going on already. So I'm just going to need to hold those in place for a second. And while I'm just waiting for that to glue, I'll just say thank you to everyone that's subscribed to my channel already. It's really appreciative. And if you could do so, I would be very grateful. And give me a like. And thanks for all your lovely comments too. So this one doesn't want to glue, so all I do is go back in. And I think it would depend on the paper that you're using and the glue that you're using on how quick these take. So we've got our first one pretty much done. And while I'm just waiting for that one, I'm going to get the next one. And the next one I do the same thing as well. It's just that they're not going to go quite as tight in as the others. So same sort of shape. Like I say, these are the ones that you're just going to be pushing right round, so you don't need to do an awful lot of shaping of the petals for this section. Then I'll take some glue and I'll just pop it in the middle, because you want all these to be joined up. And then you have to go off centre. So you have to, where your last petals were, so your 2 petals were there. So you have to go off centre and join it back in. Stick it back there. So the petals come up at a different place. And then again, we're going to add glue. And I think I'll do it to all of these as well. Sometimes, hopefully, we'll just be able to get this to spiral around, which is what I prefer. But it is a little bit tricky to show on camera. So you just get one up and hold it. Get the other one up and hold it. The other one up and hold it. And you see they're kind of spiraling around like that. And then the last one, because this glue hasn't dried, if you really wanted to, you can tuck it in. So it's a complete spiral on the rose. Then all I do is I'll just get my fingers and thumbs, and I'm supporting underneath with my ring fingers on the flower, and I'm just squelching it together, not too tight because you'll cave it in too much, but just hold it there and let that take. And that's like getting your little bud in the center now. So the next one that I do very slightly different. So with this one, I fold back one side like this, how we were doing it. So just wriggling it, trying to do it upside down. It's difficult for me to see what I'm doing as well, but just do one way. And then what I do with the other one is I fold it up the other way. So I bring it upwards like this, or you can turn your petal over, whichever way you want to do it. So I'll just make it come up. So we've got a different contrast going on. One petal goes one way and goes down, one goes up, like that. And then that, I will put it this way, and we would just pop that onto here, like we did the last one. Again, offset this to where it was last time, so where the join is, put the join in the centre of the petal. So you've got your two joins there. And then with this one, we'll just put some glue on the side that's curving, whichever way you curved it. Just do it on the side that curves in. So what we want is the flower to start looking like it's opening. Okay, so we're just going to put some glue, and we're going to hold them all together again like we did the last one. So just going to wrap them all up. And you can see that this one is got more coming out of it. So I just got to let that dry for a quick second. Just get it back up again if they're playing you up. Like I say, you just got to wait for that paper to take, and it's a little bit difficult when we're on film waiting for it to take. So these are not taken yet. I'll give that a little extra push in there, and that one an extra push in there. So you can see I've got some movement now in my petals, if it didn't keep pinging. There you go, we've got those going on now. So I'll just set that to one side. Now the next three that we do are all going to be the same. So I'll pause the camera, I'll do one, pause the camera and do the other two. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to take each petal, have the petal up the right way if you've got the right way, and then we're going to curl one way on the petal, like this, and I'll do it 2 to 3 times, like this. Let's go around one way. And then you either flip your flower over, and I come from underneath when I'm doing it myself. I find it easier. But this is a really great one to sit in front of the TV and just make up loads of roses. And you can do all different colours, and you could probably sell these as well, or just give them away as gifts, like I say, and get some really nice colour combinations as well, nice ombre effects. So that's the next sort of shape that we're going for. So I'll just go ahead and do the other two, and I'll be back when they're done. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and done the next two. The other thing that I do is I put my fingernail, it's sort of like where the two cross, the 2 points join there, and I'll just put my finger there and just fold it, or you can just fold it, and I'll just bring those up so it's almost teasing it to where I want it to go. And I'll do that on all of them, as you can see. I've done the other ones down there, and then I again put some glue onto the base here, add my centre flower that we were working on earlier, and again offset that and just let that take. Just give that a little moment to take. And then with this one, I tried to get the glue up quite high, so I like to put it on first, and then I'll put my glue just across there on all 6 petals, because the wider it gets, they don't tend to overlap anymore. And then you're just going to get these all up like this, get them all to come up, and then just hold those in place again by doing the 6 fingers. 6 fingers! 2 thumbs, 2 index, 2 middle, and 2 rings at the bottom. 6 fingers. Wow, there's a thought. If we could have 6 fingers, the world would change. Be fantastic. Get loads more done. I'll be ironing, washing, doing the lot. And when this dries, what we can do is we can pull these back again and manipulate the rows. So we just have to wait for these to dry and be a little bit more patient than what I'm being. So this one we want to be up quite high so that we get some difference going on with from the centre. That doesn't want to take, but it will in a minute. So just set that aside for a second, and then just set this one up, put some glue on. So this one, when we put this one together, we obviously need to offset it again. But with this one, I'm going to have the petals a lot lower, the glue a lot lower on each petal. So before it was up here, but this time it's coming lower. So just get all the glue on there again. And do you know what I did when I was doing this is I made like 3 or 4 in one go. So I would do the first stage where we made that little dome and then go on and do the first of all of the others as well. So do 3 or 4 in a go at one go. God, I need to put my teeth in today. Do 3 or 4 in one go, and then it will make it easier because the drying time. So you can just set this down, get on with the next one, and then just pick it back up, and those that haven't taken, just give them another push. And it's okay to squeeze these as well. So at the bottom I tend to sort of like, you can pinch them there, just pinch the paper. So I'm sort of like pinching and pulling it back out again like that. I hope you can see what I'm doing, and that will get it to stay up as well. So obviously you'd have more time and you'd let things dry a little bit more than what I am. And like I say, there's a lot of manipulation you can do at the end. So just leave that one for a sec, and then we'll go on to the next one. And I think before I glue this one, I'll glue it onto here, but before I glue it up, because that's going to have a little bit of dry, we'll get on with the bottom 2 petals. Just going to offset this onto the base, a little squash down, and just set that aside for a minute. So with the bottom one especially, I tend to just roll it. So I'm gone from the top. Before we were going at an angle on each side, but now I take it from the top and go down. So I just go all the way down, and when this is done, like I say, when it's all dry and done, you just manipulate it. There we go. I feel like I'm losing my voice again. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on with me at the moment. My age. So when you've got all those curling, going back like that, then again do the thumb trick, or just fold it. You can just fold it and reopen it. I think I'll do the thumb because I don't have to reopen it, because I like to speed craft. When I'm doing things like this, just get a lot done in one go. So there you go, you can see it's sitting up now, and then you've got your flat base as well. So this is where you can stick your roses to your projects. So there's one, and then we'll do the other one the same. The only thing I'll do with this one, it's a little bit different. I'll do the same thing. I'll curl it over like this and pop it up. Pop all the petals up. This last one there. And do this. This is what I mean by pop it up. In case you didn't understand what I was saying, because I don't think I even know sometimes. Like that. So we've got that one. And then all I do with this one is I just grab the 2 sides and just give it a little bit of a squash. So it's almost like putting a crease in it, but not quite. And it just gives it a little bit more dimension away from the base one. And if they're in the way, you can push them back and just work on one like that. So you can see I've got little creases in it, but you won't notice them. And then we'll lay these 2 in so they can dry while we carry on with our other one. So just offset these. And it's easier to do the bottom 2 because it gets tricky to hold, not squash the top of your rose onto the base when you're doing this section. So just allow that to dry, and then we can go back to this one and make sure we've got all that done. I'm pinching it all back in again. Just pinch them all back in. And then you can go back in, so like where you've got 2 that are really close together in here, you can get your pokey tool in there and then just, it's still a bit wet, the glue, so you would wait for it to dry, and then you can start curling your petals out again and just manipulate it until you're happy with it. But you can see already it's making a really, really pretty rose. And then the last thing obviously is to glue this one onto your base. So again, you can see where the flowers are, so you want to offset those and pop it on. Don't push too much on this. I like to just get it to go and pick it up. And then that. And you know, you can actually, if you wanted to, put your poke tool down through the bottom and just squash it. But you need to make sure that it's a big enough gap to do that. And then all I do then is when it's dry, not now, is just cup it. So just cup it all around like that, and that'll make sure that all the petals are coming up, and they'll just fall down naturally, and then you can pull them back that, so it lays flat basically. Because if they were up like that, if they were down like that, you're trying to glue it onto your card project, then sometimes these get in the way. So just cup it all around in your fingers like this, gently, just like that. And you can even add these with a foam pad for even more dimension. So just, I'm not squeezing it, I'm just holding it there. And you can see now, it's not dry, but you can see now they're not sticking up off of the paper, so it would hold flat down there. So that's how you make them. So I hope this is helpful, and I'd love to see your projects. You can find me on Facebook, Sarah Trebilcock. So have fun, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.